The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Lunch and Learn in our ongoing Financial Fridays series. Saney's is excited to offer these sessions in cooperation with our partner, AXA Equitable. Equitable has had a long-standing presence in New York, and a large portion of Equitable's New York client base is built upon the work they do within the public education system. Through Equitable, Saney's members can receive competitive insurance rates and a full array of retirement services, including a complimentary financial profile for Saney's members, which we urge you to take advantage of. This is a great benefit. Our Equitable presenter today is Keenan Miller, Regional Vice President. Before we get started, please note, participants are muted during this session, but we will have some question and answer time following the presentation. If you have a question, just type it within your control panel. We're also recording the session, and it will soon be available at saneys.org. And with that, I'll turn the presentation over to Keenan.
Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm looking forward to sharing some ideas. Today is about getting the mind to start thinking about planning for your future. Pardon me. While utilizing maybe some extra time that we may have during this season of life. So like it was stated, I'm the Regional Vice President for Equitable. I manage the Binghamton office, and our branch serves Erie, northeastern PA, Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, and Poughkeepsie. We have offices in all those areas with some smaller individual offices throughout the state. So we're pretty widespread, and we're happy to be able to strike up a virtual conference call or face-to-face meeting when we're allowed to. But again, I thank you for today. We're going to talk about summer planning, which is not necessarily vacation planning, although it may entail that. But summer planning, what do I mean? We want to just take some time to really start to think about our future, our goals, and how do we do that? What is the process? How do I start to get my mind engaged in things that I could probably not really comprehend as of yet, meaning retirement? For some of you, it's probably just a few years away, and others, maybe it's many years away. So before we dive into it, of course, we have to have our disclosures, and I want to let you know that as we go through this presentation, I want to make it evidently clear that Equitable Advisors does not provide any tax or legal advice. And this presentation is not intended as a legal or tax advice. So there we go. Good. So moving along here, how many of you have questions about your financial futures? I mean, we're in the information age as it stands. The amount of information about financial services and products from the media, the internet, even employers can be overwhelming at times. So I'm going to strive to take away some of the mystery that surrounds planning and offer a simpler, smarter way to make decisions about your financial future. Financial needs analysis is important, yet it can be complicated. There's no single best solution, meaning one solution for all, no cookie cutter approach. The most appropriate strategy varies from person to person. So to help you better understand how to do planning and maybe take some of this on yourself, I've simplified an approach called 2, 3, 4. It includes 2 pyramids, 3 buckets, and of course 4 boxes. And these concepts utilized in strategic fashion will help guide you through the process of financial need analysis, portfolio allocation, and product choices. So, what goals do you want to achieve? Well, the 2 pyramid can help coordinate the concepts of the strategies, quantifiable goals and deadlines, building a portfolio, a model, analysis, asset allocation, and get to start thinking about suitable investments, insurances, or services. Next step, what we're going to look at is, when when do you want to achieve these goals? And the 3-bucket strategy, we're going to talk about short, intermediate, and long-term goals. And the issues of choosing different suitable financial services. And then finally, we'll look at taxes. Will taxes impact when you can achieve your goals? Well, we got the 4 boxes there to help clarify. So what are those impacts? And what are the time horizons involved in that? So let me define some of the words that I've been using. Strategy, portfolio, products. So strategy is building a comprehensive or focused plan with quantifiable goals or deadlines. Portfolio, so we use modern portfolio theory and Nobel Prize winning economic principles to create a properly allocated portfolio. And then product, well, we're able to shop. We're going to go shopping and analyze the crowded marketplace for products that will best fit your model, your scenario, your strategy. So a couple of things here. The paradox of traditional approach to planning is that most people do their planning upside down. So if we're looking at the pyramid on the left-hand side here, they buy products or accumulate products first and over time. Meaning that we get into a job, we start our 401k, our 403b, maybe buy our first home, have a family, maybe we're pulling in some insurances because, well, gosh, I want to make sure that they're taken care of. Over time, you're talking with friends or family, and they're doing well in the stock market, and they've played around a little bit. Maybe you've got a Robinhood account or something like that. And over time, we're acquiring products with very little strategy. Yes, I want to retire, but I don't know how these fit together, and if they do fit together, to help me hit my goal and retire when I want to, or buy that house when I want to, or go on this vacation. Okay? So rarely do we take the time to build a strategy. And so the products we accumulate over time by default become a portfolio with very little strategy in mind. We have a pyramid that is standing on its tip and has a weak foundation. We have no control, really, where it goes. Now, the correct approach, however, is the opposite. You should start by developing a strategy based on your needs and your goals. Build the foundation in an important, building the foundation is the most important element of planning. Next, you need to define the portfolio. There's a broad selection of financial products in the market to choose from. Work with a financial professional to determine which types of financial products match your strategy. And then finally, the specific investments or insurances that fit both the strategy and the portfolio. Okay? Each product should be selected only after the overall financial strategy and portfolio are defined, so that those investments or insurances that we finally choose to put in place are an answer or solution to the questions and the challenges and the issues of life that we started with, and the goals and the dreams and the aspirations. Now, before a strategy is developed, you need to first define your goals. So financial goals can be broken into 3 general categories, as we see here on the slide: short, intermediate, long-term goals. This is the 3-bucket strategy. So once these goals, dreams, aspirations for each time frame are defined, various issues such as liquidity, then product charges, investment flexibility, even taxation become important in the choice of appropriate financial instruments to fund those different needs. Now, the 4 boxes, as you can see here on this slide, just reading through it, helps explain the concepts of taxation. There's different various types. Right? While you're saving and accumulating funds, and then there's others when you're distributing and spending accumulated funds. Okay, the grids on the next two slides are comparative hypothetical analysis that illustrate the effects of taxation both during accumulation and at the year you begin distributing earnings or at the year you take a lump sum distribution. So as we see in the top here, we're going to go through 4 different scenarios, the first 2 on this page, but we're taking the same considerations for each box. $10,000 contribution, assumed annual interest rate of 6%, assuming we're in a marginal tax bracket of 28%, and after-tax distribution rate of 6%. Okay, so box 1 shows the impact of making after-tax contributions into an account or investment that is taxed annually. So taxed prior to it going in, taxed while it's in. So when the investor starts spending down the account, there's no tax consequences in number 1. Essentially, it's a savings account since none of the growth comes from appreciation, only reinvestment of income. After-tax contributions means that in our hypothetical example, the investor earned $10,000, but before investing, paid taxes at a marginal rate of 28%, marginal tax rate, and then is invested in the remaining $7,200. Now, box 2 shows the impact of making after-tax contributions into an account or investment, but the investment grows tax deferred, no taxes while it's in the account, but is taxable at distribution. This would be akin to a non-qualified annuity, and then I'm going to show you examples here in a minute, or maybe even a traditional IRA where some of the distributions is taxable and some is not. There's many different ideas, but we're going to take a look at it. What we need to see here is the difference, even in the lump sum distribution of $444,000 compared to $494,000, and a $50,000 difference just by flip-flopping a little bit when things are taxed. Now looking at box 3, it shows the impact of pre-tax contributions. Okay, then grow tax deferred, so no tax, and are fully taxable, however, at distribution. Okay, like 403B. Box 4 shows the impacts of pre-tax contributions, then grows tax deferred and are fully non-taxable at distribution. So tax prior to it goes in and never taxed again, like a Roth. So even though the column headers say after tax, there really isn't any tax paid on the distributions. Okay, so again, a huge difference from the slide that we saw before, 600,000 versus 400. All right, this slide represents, as I alluded to, and again, on a generic basis, the types of financial instruments that would be taxed in a fashion similar to boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the previous pages. So, in box 1, we see bank accounts, money market accounts, CDs, some bonds, some government securities. All right. 2 would be non-qualified annuities, non-deductible IRAs, excess contributions to your qualified plan. So if you put too much into your 403B, more than what is allowed, it would move into this type of scenario. All right. Box 3, again, that would be your typical retirement type of plans, like your 401k, 403B, the profit sharing, even a simple IRA. And then 4, that would be, as I stated before, Roth IRAs, okay, some municipal bonds, accounts like education savings, like your Coverdale and your 529. So that gives you some ideas of what we're talking about here, and it helps you in the planning as you move forward. So using these concepts together can help you to select appropriate products in terms of taxation and risk, and charges, flexibility, and liquidity. You're thinking about properly allocating or reallocating your portfolio in light of the modern portfolio theory, and increase the probability of reaching the financial goals you have established for yourself. We're building a plan. And so some are very good at doing these types of things themselves and like having the control. Maybe you're utilizing us as a resource and bouncing ideas off of us, and we can share some information. Or some of you may need to actually sit down and have somebody walk through this with you. Either way, we are here for you, right? What do you do with the new information you've learned today? Well, you can, like I said, make it a point to devote yourself to making your own decisions about your finances. But you may not know all the products and strategies to implement your decisions. Our aim here is to empower you to make informed decisions toward meeting your specific goals. Taking this time this summer to pull it together. If you work with us together, we can help identify your priorities, your financial aspirations, and implement strategies that work best for you. Planning is so much more than just talking. It's about taking necessary steps to plan for your future and look after the loved ones and to achieve your goals. Working with us, I want to say that we promise 6 things to you. Number one, we're here for you. We are going to fully understand your situation. We are going to come with an array of questions and dive into your current situation, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and help you think about things that you haven't thought about before. Also want to let you know that we will fully respect your assets, meaning you've made decisions along the path of life to get you to where you're at. We're not here just to completely wipe that out. We want to listen and learn and build upon the good decisions that you have already made. From there, as I discussed previously, there are so many options out there on the market. We want to educate you. Educate you on, like we were talking about, taxation. We could talk about different products. We could talk about proper ways of investing and managing money. And educate so that we're speaking the same language, but also so that you know clearly what your options are, and then help define for you a path, bringing clear recommendations to the table, saying, here's what we need to do today, next year, 5 years, or 10 years from now to help you achieve your goal, possibly quicker, possibly with less costs, possibly with a better return, but most definitely, hopefully, with less risk. That is our goal with our recommendations. And then, of course, evolving with you, which is a relationship. We're going to track what is going on in your life and in the marketplace, and then stay in touch with you, making sure that we're meeting on a very regular basis to update your plan so that we could stay in line with achieving your goals in your time frame. And quickly, how do we do that? By exactly what we were talking about today. And you could take these on for yourself. First, develop an inventory of what's going on. What we'll present is a clear picture of your whole of all your finances, from incomes to expenses to assets and liabilities, and then move on into your goals and how we may be able to achieve them by modifying or building upon, again, what we've already done. Right. We're going to assess our clients' progress on achieving goals such as retirements or survivorship, education, disability, long-term care. We've got the software that can calculate the amount of need for full goal achievement. It can also evaluate the amount of currently achieved at existing plan levels and rates of returns. I mean, we've got an integrative in evaluating the client's unique situation and formulating recommendations. So again, we know the exact process in order to achieve our goals. So I did leave a few minutes here. Hopefully that is helpful to start, again, getting your mind thinking about a process. What can I start doing this summer? First, beginning with what is it that I want to do? Okay, how am I going to organize that? And then what are the actual action steps that I need to take? I want to thank you for your time. Are there any questions out there right now?
Thanks very much, Keenan. Yes, it does look like we do have one question from an attendee, and they ask whether we'll be sharing the link to the recording of the webinar once it's done. So I'll go ahead and answer that. Yes, we are going to be posting it to the SANES website at sanes.org soon, and that will be available for everyone to watch and download as they wish. It looks like we don't have any more questions. Oh, wait, another one just came in. Are these services available in Long Island?
Yes, they are. And you can reach out to me. Can help you get connected with a local advisor there.
Okay, great. Okay, yep, it looks like we don't have any more questions at this time. And
Well, you guys
please
are
go
too
to the
easy.
SANES
That's
website.
nice.
Sorry?
So they're too easy. That's too nice.
I know, that was easy. Got off easy. Please go to the SANES website and you can contact your local Equitable representative with any other questions you may have. Thanks again, Keenan, and have a great weekend to everyone.